picking up in work clothes? Seriously? I heard this preschool was the best around here, but I didn't expect to see bottom feeders like you hanging around.
Bottom feeders? Isn't that a bit rude to say out of the blue?
What's wrong with telling the truth? You're an eyesore. You should just leave the school.
My name is Emily. I live with my husband Mason and our 4-year-old son. Mason and I started dating in college. After graduation, he returned to his hometown, and we had a long-distance relationship for a while. But 2 years later, he proposed and we got married. I moved to his hometown to start our life together. At first, adjusting to the new climate, local customs, and not knowing my way around was challenging. But Mason always supported me. When I asked the locals for help or advice, I found that most of them were genuinely kind-hearted. At first, I was really anxious, but now I feel like this place suits me better.
That's a relief to hear. Your parents told me if you ever make our daughter unhappy after taking her so far away, we'll never forgive you. Your brothers also warned me if you ever make Emily cry, we'll beat you up.
What? My brothers said that?
Yeah, but hearing that made me realize how much you're loved. It also made me more determined to make you happy,
Mason said with a smile. Being married to Mason, I felt truly blessed. Soon after, I became pregnant. After giving birth in my hometown, I returned to our home. My parents and brothers were worried, but Mason and our neighbors supported me through the challenges of parenting. This spring, our son started preschool. Many of my mom buddies from the parenting group also have their kids in the same school, which is comforting. The teachers are as kind and reliable as their reputation suggests. We all felt every day is so much fun. But then, things started to change because of a new family. Lily and her child who joined the preschool. Lily, who moved from the city due to her husband's sudden job transfer, had a very strong personality. She once looked at the school's lunch menu and exclaimed,
"What? Swedish meatballs for kids? That's like poor people food. And cornbread for a snack? I would expect that for old people, not kids. That is why I can't stand country folks."
She quickly made enemies with all the moms, teachers, and even the cafeteria staff. She would also mock other moms, saying things like,
"Where did you get that dress? The pattern looks like a toilet seat cover." Or, "Is that a stripped pattern? It's hard to tell with all the extra weight you're carrying." "You look like a watermelon if it were green and black."
Her son, Benjamin, was no better. He would tease other kids, saying things like,
"When your mom walks, the ground shakes."
The teachers and principal would reprimand him, but Lily would just say,
"Oh, so you get scolded for telling the truth in the school? Country life is so strange. I wonder if sensitive souls like us can really fit in here. Living in the countryside can be so daunting. I wonder if sensitive folks like us, parents and child, can really manage."
The exaggerated way she said it made it clear, like mother, like son. I was naturally one of her targets, but I felt she teased and made snide remarks at me more persistently than the other moms. I wondered why. Then Mason said,
"I'm sorry, the reason Lily is so hard on you might be because of me."
Confused, I asked what he meant. He revealed,
"Actually, Lily's husband is my half-brother."
According to Mason, after his biological mother passed away young, his father, Ryan, remarried. Ryan's new wife, Fiona, gave birth to Lily's husband, Tyler.
You remember only Ryan attended our wedding, right? Yes, after Fiona had Tyler, I felt out of place at home. I grew up with my maternal grandparents. My uncle's family lived there too, and they treated me like their own.
They are really kind to me too.
To be honest, my connection with my dad was just him sending child support. I never really felt like his son. I even debated inviting him to our wedding, but my uncle said, "He's still your father," so I did.
I get that you and Lily are related by marriage, but why is she always picking on me? Apparently, Lily's husband, Mason's half-brother, often visits Mason's company for business. Once, Lily saw him and ranted,
"Why does my elite husband have to bow to a factory worker like you?"
Although Tyler and others calmed her down, she probably held a grudge, and that's why she's been nasty to me.
Lily doesn't know I'm Tyler's half-brother. If she bothers you too much, let me know.
Mason offered, but I figured she would get bored eventually and decided to ignore her. Today was Family Day. The daycare our son attends combined Mother's and Father's Day into a Family Day event for kids to show gratitude to their families. There were performances and I enjoyed taking photos and catching up with other parents. The only downside was Mason couldn't attend due to work. It's work, I'll show him the photos later. But Mason managed to finish up and arrived just in time. As we were about to leave, Lily approached.
Seriously, work clothes to pick up your kid? How could you show up like that?
People turned to look. The atmosphere grew tense, but Lily seemed oblivious.
She continued, honestly, low-class workers have no shame, and on top of that, you're from the countryside, such a hopeless case. This daycare isn't for low-class families like yours.
She then approached our son.
Being low-class is genetic, you know. It's sad you were born into it.
She laughed. There was a collective gasp from the parents. But Lily seemed to think they were on her side. I stepped in. Lily, don't say such things in front of the kids. But when I saw Mason's face, I was at a loss for words.
Oh, am I being rude? But it's the truth, isn't it?
Lily's once cheerful face turned cold and calculating. Yet, she seemed oblivious to the change in Mason's demeanor. She continued to smirk and provoke me, seemingly unaware of the disapproving looks from the surrounding parents. Just then, Lily's husband Tyler pulled up in a flashy Mercedes, honking loudly.
Sorry for the wait, Lily. I'm here to pick you up,
he said as he approached. Before he could get to her, the principal hurried over.
Lily, I'm sorry for the short notice, but we would appreciate it if you could refrain from accompanying your child to school for a while. What? Why?
Why? Are you siding with these country bumpkins?
Lily snapped at the principal.
I'm not siding with anyone. Every child in our care is precious to us like angels.
So, you're saying my child isn't welcome here?
No, your child is one of our angels. It's you we would prefer not to have around,
the principal said firmly. Tyler, confused by the situation, asked,
excuse me, what's going on?
Before the principal could answer, Lily pointed at Mason, me, and our son.
Look, this low-class worker in his dirty work clothes is an eyesore. I tried to put him in his place, and now they're treating us like this.
Realizing who she was pointing at, Tyler's face turned pale. But Lily continued her tirade.
This is why I hate country folks. They're just jealous of us.
Feeling uncomfortable, I said, Lily, maybe you should take a look around and see how everyone's reacting. She looked around and noticed the circle of parents and their partners, all with disapproving looks.
Why are all of you staring at us like that?
She asked, trying to grab Tyler's hand, but he pulled away. Holding their child, Tyler shouted,
I had a feeling you looked down on people, but I never thought you would be this shameless.
He then approached us, deeply bowed, and said,
I'm truly sorry. I'll come to apologize properly later.
Lily was stunned. As Tyler walked away without looking back, she shouted,
What's going on? Why are you siding with a low-class worker?
Before Mason or I could respond, the principal explained that Mason's company, run by his maternal family, is one of the largest in the area. Many parents at the school work there, and almost everyone in the community has some connection to it.
But still,
Lily tried to argue. Mason interrupted.
Our company doesn't only work with your husband's firm. We have been doing them a favor by taking on their low-profit projects. I can ignore personal insults, but when you hurt my child, that's where I draw the line. We'll be cutting ties with your husband's company.
Fine. We'll find another supplier. My husband will probably be happy not to deal with this backwater place anymore,
Lily retorted. As other parents began to leave, Lily realized she had no ride home. She tried asking the few remaining parents for a lift, but they either ignored her or audibly scoffed. The school, known for its vast playground and private farm, was located quite a distance from the town center up a hill. Eventually, only our family remained. Lily, seemingly desperate, approached us.
You'll give me a ride home, right?
Mason quickly retorted.
I don't think someone like you would want to ride in a car owned by a low-class worker like me, right?
Leaving Lily stunned. Lily tried to get a ride from the teachers, but they all claimed they were busy. She then tried to call a taxi, but due to a country music concert in the neighboring town, none were available. She decided to walk home, but her 2.75-inch heels weren't suitable for the journey. By the time she reached the bottom of the hill, she was a mess. After numerous calls, Tyler finally came to pick her up. However, he had already heard about Mason's decision to halt business dealings. This led to a massive argument in the middle of the street, which escalated to the point where the police were called. The next morning, Tyler, accompanied by his boss, visited Mason's company to apologize. However, after hearing the full story, the company's management was furious. They decided to continue their business dealings but refused any further discounts. Tyler left looking defeated. Word of Lily's outburst spread quickly in the tight-knit community. She became the subject of whispers and giggles wherever she went, eventually leading her to become a recluse. Tyler, blamed for causing issues with a major client, was transferred to an even more remote location. As for me, I continue to enjoy my days, juggling parenting and household chores. Surrounded by the smiles of my loved ones, I realize that happiness can be found anywhere.